So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean the barrel. I'm going to open up my kit here. I'm going to pull out my cleaning rod and my brush. So I'll take my brush and put it on my cleaning rod. I like to use a nylon bristle brush when I clean barrels, unless I'm cleaning a gun that's had a bunch of lead in it shot through it. Because you shoot a lot of soft lead, it can get built up inside your barrel, and I like to use a Chore Boy. And this is a .38 caliber brush, and I've taken a patch that I made out of cutting a Chore Boy up. Now this is real copper, don't use stainless steel. But I cut that into a strip and I wrapped it around this .38 caliber brush. And when you put this on the end of the rod, if you've got a barrel that's full of lead buildup, you can run this through here inside this, and if you go back and forth really fast, in like 30 seconds, this will look like a brand new barrel. Will not scratch the barrel. I mean, bullets are coated with copper very often, so this is just copper, runs up and through here, and brand spanking new when you're done. And so all those cops out there that think only drug addicts use Chore Boys, well, here you go. I'm a avid reloader, and I shoot a lot of lead, and I use Chore Boys to clean my barrels out when I'm done. So there you go. Anyway, I've gone ahead and I lubed this up with some CLP, and now I'm going to go ahead and run my brush through here. Just run my brush back and forth. And I'll clean the chamber out by kind of working it back and forth, side to side a little bit, and clean it up real nice. And I'm going to set that down, set my barrel down. Now I've worked that back and forth a little bit. The barrel was a little bit dirty, but honestly I've already cleaned this once, so you can kind of see in there it's not really that dirty. But I'm going to take my brush off. And I'll put one of this cleaning tip on here, and I'm going to put that on the end of the cleaning rod. And I like to use cleaning patches that I've cut out of an old t-shirt. Yeah, you can buy cleaning patches, and they often come in cleaning kits. Like this one has a box of cleaning patches in it. But I like to use an old t-shirt. So I'll take one of these and I'll fold it in half, make like a little triangle there, and then I'll put it through the hole in here, and I'll pull it right through. And I'll just run it right through the barrel here. And there's a little bit of dirt in there. So I'll run it back and forth a couple times. So that one looks good. So I'm going to take that one off and toss it aside, and I'm going to put another clean one on here. And boy, you can get a lot of these out of a t-shirt. So I'll run this back and forth a few more times, and that's coming out pretty clean. One thing you can do is you can take a piece of paper, if you have a hard time looking down the barrel. If you take a white piece of paper and put it in front of the barrel, the light will reflect off this white paper, and it will really light up the inside of that barrel. So I'm going to kind of show you down the barrel, and well, you can really see down the barrel now, and that's pretty nice and clean. So I'm going to go ahead and toss that aside. So now it's going to be time to reassemble the gun. So I'm going to take a little bit of gun oil here, and I'm going to put a couple of drops of gun oil. Ooh, hey, that looks dirty there. So I'm going to wipe that off with a paper towel. That's your barrel link. There we go. So I'm going to put a couple of drops of oil inside my slide, right where the barrel meets up in those two channels right there. Just kind of give it a little bit of lubricant. Now I'll slide the barrel right in through the front. And you can actually see when the barrel locks up into those grooves, it'll actually slide down in. See there? Now I'm going to go ahead and take the bushing, and I'll put the bushing in the end, and I'll turn it sideways. I'll set that down for a second. Now I'm going to take my recoil spring assembly. You'll notice this is a closed end here, and that's an open end. The closed end goes on here. You hear it click, and now you know you're good. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it through here. And you want to, if you look at the end of that, you'll see how it's got a curve to it. And we're going to take that and just rest it on the barrel. And that's how that goes. Now, you're going to want, there's a hole right here, and you're going to want to line the hole in this barrel link up with it. That hole right there. Right where my thumb is. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your finger on there, keep that in place. I've got the hammer pulled back. The safety is off because you cannot slide the slide on with the safety in the safe position. So I'm going to take and, you know, actually I need to put a couple of drops of oil on here first. So I'm going to take and put a drop of oil on there, a drop of oil on there, and a drop of oil on there, and a drop of oil on there. And that's just to lubricate the slide as it slides back and forth on the frame, because you have metal-to-metal contact. You don't want to tear it up. So now, I'll just slide that right on there, and it'll slide right in place. And now if you look, I don't know for sure if you can see that or not, but now I've got the barrel link in there. Sometimes you have to finagle it around a little bit. Sometimes I'll take a little screwdriver and gently move that around. And there we go. So that's lined up. So now I'm going to take the slide stop and I'm going to gently stick it in there just to hold everything together. Now, you do not want to just shove it up there and drag it up against the frame because you can scratch the frame. Now I'm going to line up the notches again like I did when I took it apart, and that will just slide right back in there. There you go. Now I'll push the slide forward and I'll lock it in place with the safety. Now this can't move. So now I'll stand this up here like this. Like that so you can see it. I'm going to put that on top of there. And I'll push it down in there. Don't let go of it. This sucker can go flying. So I'm going to put it down there and I'm going to turn that. And now I'm going to push down a little harder and turn that into there. And now it's all locked in place. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to deactivate the safety. Now I'm going to test the gun. Now you always want to test your safeties when you're finished. There's two safeties on this gun. There's one for a grip and there's a thumb safety. So I'm going to activate the thumb safety and I'm going to try to pull the trigger. Nothing happens. Now I'm going to deactivate the thumb safety and try to pull the trigger. And nothing happens. Now I'm going to push the grip safety in. The thumb safety is deactivated, and now we can pull the trigger. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that again, and this time I'm going to activate the thumb safety. I'm going to push in the grip safety and make sure that it doesn't fire, and it won't. So now we've tested the thumb safety by itself, and we've tested the grip safety by itself. So now when we have both safeties deactivated, we can pull the trigger and the hammer will drop. So this gun is operating properly. So that concludes our cleaning of the Ruger 1911. By the way, there is no loaded ammo anywhere on this table. If you're ever going to clean a gun or work on a gun, do not have ammo on the table. Thank you for watching. I'll post more videos later.